What song cover do you prefer more than the original? All Along the Watchtower, Jimi Hendrix covering Bob Dylan. Cake, I Will Survive, I Will Always Love You. As good as Dolly's version was, Whitney knocked it out of the park. I Will Survive, Cake, The Man Who Sold the World, Nirvana. Pictures of Matchstick Men, the Camper Van Beethoven cover. It's far better than the original by Status Quo Imo. Chris Stapleton, Tennessee Whiskey. Take Me the River. The Al Green original is good, but the Talking Heads cover is somehow funkier and heavier than the original. Johnny Cash, Hurt. Smooth Criminal by Alien Ant Farm. https u2.be/cdl9zmfj6air. I can't quite place why, but I personally like this version over the original. Plus it came out right in the middle of Wacko Jacko, where no one wanted anything to do with. Michael Jackson, the 21 Pilots version of Can't Help Falling in Love. Sturgill Simpson, In Bloom. Cover 2. Nirvana In Bloom. I like the Nirvana version, but I love Sturgill Simpson's version way better. I feel the song more. If that makes sense. Bobby McGee by the Grateful Dead. Even Janis Joplin said the Dead did it better. Aretha Franklin, Respect. Ziggy Stardust by Bauhaus, darker, heavier, more theatrical than the David Bowie original. Yet still very much a love letter to the author. Chris Cornell covering Prince, Nothing Compares. Metallica's cover of Whiskey in the Jar. Disturbed's cover of The Sound of Silence is something else. Hallelujah, Jeff Buckley. Cascada's Every Time We Touch, covered by Jonathan Young. STP Dancing Days. Amarillo by Morning, George Strait. I prefer the Pendulum remix of The Prodigy's Voodoo People. People Are Strange by Echo and the Bunnymen. Atari's cover of Skid Row's I Remember You. Nostalgia Cry for Days. https u2.be/Skrychzuka. Walk This Way, Run DMC. Sound of Silence by Disturbed. Very haunting. Gary Jules' Mad World. The original by Tears for Fears is just wacky. Somebody That I Used to Know by 3 Days Grace. Common People by Bill Shatner. Okay. Totally cheesy, but it's just one my kids always love. Rascal Flatts definitely improved upon Life is a Highway. Killing Me Softly, Fugees. The Sundays cover of Wild Horses. Within You Without You, Patti Smith. Betty Davis Eyes, Kim Carnes. Blinded by the Light, Manfred Mann's Earth Band. Bruce Springsteen is such a great performer, but his version of Blinded by the Light is kind of meh. Toxic by Local H, covering Britney Spears. Billie Jean, Chris Cornell. Iggy Pop's The Passenger by Susie and the Banshees. Hurt by Johnny Cash. The 9 Inch Nails version is great, but Johnny just did it better. See The Careless Whisper Bad Wolves Zombie. Kurt Cobain The Man Who Sold the World. Fallout 76 Country Roads. Shout, Tears for Fears, as redone by Disturbed. No comparison between the two. Lunch. Way Back Home. Harry Nilsson's version of Without You. Jessica Thompson, Wrecking Ball. Wicked Game, Corey Taylor Gone Away, FFDP. Plastic Love by Friday Night Plan. Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, Elton John. Johnny Cash, She Used to Love Me a Lot. Eva Cassidy's version of Time After Time. Both Doors cover versions of Who Do You Love? And Gloria. Malia J's cover of Smells Like Teen Spirit. See The Careless Whisper. Wayfaring Stranger by Ashley Johnson and Troy Baker. I love Johnny Cash, but I love the Last of Us version. Santa Baby. Written for a Woman to Sing. covered by Everclear. Knockin' on Heaven's Door covered by Avril Lavigne. Painted Black covered by The Tea Party. I also love the Tony Hawk American Wasteland soundtrack. All covers. In the City, Eagles. Bowling for Soup, I Ran So Far Away. Postmodern's Dream On. ASTN's cover of Happier Than Ever by Billie Eilish. I Hate Everything About You, the cover by Halicene and Violet Orlandi. I like Boywathuk's live performance of Toxic more than the original Wong. Eva Cassidy. Over the Rainbow and Time After Time. Edit. If you watch the Live at Blues Alley videos. Just so you know, she had a cold those nights, so she was off just as little. Unfortunately, that's most of all the live recordings we have of this talent. It comes to my mind Grateful Dead. Hard to Handle. Pigpen really nailed in this cover. Peyton Parrish, Go the Distance. Goodbye Toby. I absolutely love the Glee version of Somewhere Only We Know. Hailstorm, Get Lucky. Pseudo Echo. Funky Town. Machine Head. Hallowed Be Thy Name. Rainbow Street of Dreams by Blackmore's Night, which could be argued to be a re-recording since both bands were put together by Blackmore, but Candice's vocals are the best. Last Kiss. Pearl Jam. Pseudo Echo. Funky Town, 1986.